This is hearty hamburger soup. Welcome to the channel. I'm Dyvonne and this is my channel Cooking for the Family. I'm going to share with you how I make my hamburger soup. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. I'll also have a list of ingredients in the description box below. But what I'm going to share with you and show you is how I take those ingredients, I put them together to make this wonderful meal for my family. So first, what I like to do is I'm going to prep my vegetables. I'm using russet potatoes. You can also use Yukon Gold potatoes or Idaho potatoes, and you want to use about 3 to 4 potatoes. I like to chop mine about this size, no bigger than say like a quarter, no smaller than say like maybe a nickel, because our potatoes are going to be cooking and stewing within our pot. And so if they're too small, sometimes some of them try to break down a bit. So you don't want them too small and you don't want them too big. Now, as I'm preparing this dinner for my family, I'll give you some tips so that way when you make it for yourself and for your family, it'll come out just right. Now, someone had asked me before a while back when I chop my potatoes and sometimes my other vegetables, why I put them in water. And that is actually something that I learned from my mother, and especially with potatoes, when you're chopping the potatoes and you want to get to the rest of the meal, the other vegetables you want to kind of prepare, putting them in water helps them not to turn brown on the edges or the tips while you are preparing the rest of the meal. And it's also nice because I can chop some vegetables up, especially potatoes, and I could put them in water and put them in the refrigerator and they will keep to the next day. And so I have some chopped potatoes that are ready to go the next day if I have time the day before. Now in my small silver cup, I already have 1 celery rib that I chopped, and this is 1 medium carrot that I peeled and I went on and chopped that. And also with that, you want to have those nice bite-sized pieces, about that dime size. Now I'm using a yellow onion. You can also use a white onion. I usually prefer to use a yellow onion when I'm making this meal. And it's not a sweet onion, it's just a regular yellow onion. And we're going to chop 1 cup of onion. Now also with the potatoes, if you're going to be using the Yukon Gold potatoes, those are typically smaller than the Idaho and say the russet potatoes, so you probably would need to use a few more if you're going to be using the Yukon Gold potatoes. Now this recipe is going to be enough to feed about 6 to 8 people. Tonight this is going to be for 5 people. Now this is enough to feed 6 to 8 people, but you can definitely scale the recipe down a bit if you're going to be feeding just about 2 to say maybe 4 people. Now I went on and I chopped my onion, and then I also have a couple of cloves of garlic. We're also going to chop some garlic, so we'll have some garlic that'll also go into our hamburger soup. This is 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and I'm using a lean ground beef. This is an 85-15 ground beef, meaning it's 85% to 15% fat. You can also use an 80-20. If you're using an 80-20, you're going to end up with a little bit more drippings that are going to come off of your meat, and so you're not going to need all of those drippings, and I'll share with you a little bit about that later. You can also use lean ground turkey. You can use ground turkey to make this meal if you don't want to use ground beef. So I put in some kosher salt, and I just put in about 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt because we don't want to season it too much. We can season it later because some of the other ingredients we put in are also going to be seasoned. And I put in some coarse black pepper, and that was about just a few shakes of the coarse black pepper, so about 1/4 teaspoon. And so I'm going to let my ground beef go ahead and cook. Want to make sure that it's cooked nice and thoroughly. And when you're cooking your ground beef, you're going to break it down a little bit, but you do want some chunks of the ground beef, so we're not going to be breaking it down as much as say if we were making tacos, because we're making it in soup, so you want to have some of those chunks of ground beef. Likewise, if you were making it with ground turkey, you want to have still some of those chunks in there. So once my ground beef is done, I scoop it out, and I'm also going to drain this. So I'm scooping it out right now using my slotted spoon, and any drippings, and because any drippings we're going to leave in the pan, but this is an 85-15 ground beef, so I'm not going to have a ton of drippings. But if you're using that 80-20, you're going to have more, and you only need about 1 tablespoon. So if you have a lot of leftover drippings, you want to go ahead and take some of that out because you only need 1 tablespoon. Because we're going to use those drippings that are left to saute our vegetables. Now also, if you're going to be using ground turkey, you probably won't have a lot of drippings, and so you want to add about a tablespoon of butter so you can have something that you can saute your vegetables with. So I started off sauteing my onion, and then once my onion got going a little bit, I went on and I added in the celery, and I added in the carrots. My flame is on a medium heat level, and I go ahead and I'm going to let my vegetables get just a little bit tender, and then once they get a little tender and my onion is translucent, I add in the 2 cloves of garlic, and it's already starting to smell so good. And I love making soup, and I love building my soup like this. So whether it's my beef soup that I'm making, or a chicken soup, or a stew, I love to kind of just build it up and let all of the flavors just kind of come alive. Now next we're going to add some Italian seasoning. Don't tell nobody, that's the secret. We're adding some Italian seasoning. That's 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. You can use any Italian seasoning that you find that you have in your home or either on the shelf. Just 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. It makes all the difference. So after I put the Italian seasoning in there, I like the seasoning to just kind of bloom a bit, and we really want to like bring out those like fragrant flavors of the Italian seasoning. So you saute it with the vegetables just like I did. So you start off with the onion, then we did the celery and the carrots, then we added the garlic, then we add the Italian seasoning, and next this is some tomato paste. I'm all into the tomato paste lately. I love it. So the tomato paste adds this really nice richness, and so I started adding the tomato paste to some of my soups that I'm doing. I just love that richness the tomato paste adds. So I put in 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, and then I went on and I sauteed the tomato paste with the vegetables and the Italian seasoning, and it's going to look like this. It's a really beautiful, nice, deep, rich color. Now I'm adding in my broth. This is beef broth that I'm using, and I made this from using the bouillon, and this is 4 cups of beef broth. Now, you will need to add a little bit more, depending on a little bit more of the beef broth, kind of depending on how you want the consistency of your soup to be, how much liquid you want. But we start off always with 4 cups, and then I usually end up adding maybe 1 to 2 more cups, and I'll share with you how I do that. Then I add in 1 cup of corn, and I'm using frozen corn. So I added in 1 cup of frozen corn, and we're using 1 14.5 ounce can of petite diced tomatoes. The tomatoes and the juice, we add that in there. Okay, so we have in our pot, we have our veggies in there. We had our seasoning that we added. We added our corn. We added our 3 tablespoons of the tomato paste. We added in our can of diced petite tomatoes, and then we also now just added in our potatoes. Now once this boils and cooks just like this, without even adding our meat back in, it's just a really nice vegetable soup. And so you can make this, without the meat if you like, and just have a nice vegetable soup. And you can always add a couple of other vegetables if you just want to make it as a vegetable soup for yourself. I'm going to put the top on. I'm going to let it go ahead and simmer until my potatoes are nice and tender. So this has been simmering for about 15 minutes or so now, and then I check on it. My potatoes look nice and tender. They have come alive. They're looking good. Now I add my ground beef back in, and you see how I put it in my colander because I like to make sure I drain off really any excess of grease, because we don't want that into our soup. And so I went on and I drained it really good. Now I added the meat back in, and then I mixed it around in my pot just like that. And you see what I was talking about? The consistency of our soup. If you want to add in more liquid, you can add in more liquid. You can have it just like this. I went on and I added in more liquid. I added in an additional cup. So I added an additional cup of liquid, and then this is what it's looking like after I added in a total of 5 cups to my hamburger soup. And this is the one that I use, and you can use whichever one. This is just the one that I happen to use, and so that's the one that I made the bouillon, the beef bouillon from. So our soup is looking good. I went on when I put the meat back in, I let it simmer. I let everything marry and come together. It is looking good. It is smelling good. This meal, it is not expensive to put together. I've baked some homemade bread to go tonight with dinner. You can serve it with some bread like I'm doing, French bread, some crusty bread. I also have some fresh grated cheese that I have, some cheddar cheese. And this is our soup, our wonderful hamburger soup. I'm going to cut a slice of our homemade bread. And this is my homemade sourdough bread that I make from scratch. And I plan on sharing with y'all how to make sourdough bread. I've gotten into making, I make different breads, I always have, but I've really gotten into making sourdough breads, and so I've been enjoying it. And I made 2 loaves today, one for myself because I had a lot of starter, and then I made one for my neighbor, and so I gifted them a loaf of bread. So this is our wonderful sourdough bread that we're going to have with our soup. Oh wait, but you know what, I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to mine, and the cheese is optional as a garnish, but I like to add a little bit of cheese. And you can also have French bread with this. My husband likes his with some corn tortillas. He likes corn tortillas with his soup. So it just kind of depends, or you can kind of serve it with a salad as well. It just, you can make it your own and serve it how you and your family like it. Well, it's looking good, it's smelling good. Let the cheese melt just a little bit. I'm going to get the first bite ready, and you are my guest in my kitchen, so I'm going to serve y'all the first bite. Are you ready for your bite? Go ahead and take your bite. Now I'm going to take my bite. I'm going to see how we did, but I'm going to cool it off a little bit because it is hot. Let me give it a try. This is so good. Oh my gosh. The flavors are nice and rich, and then with this wonderful homemade bread, I'm just going to dip the bread right there into the soup. Oh, doesn't that look good? Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today in my kitchen. If you like this video, don't forget to show it some love. Give it a thumbs up. Click share. Share this video with a friend or family. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you can come back and visit me again in my kitchen. And remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.